It's a year of new beginnings. We are a group of beings of light. We guide thousands of you. There is a collective excitement, but also a collective impatience. Bring a new perspective on what is going on. Hi everyone, I'm Colleen. So it turns out that over the last few weeks, I have been put on some sort of a rest period by my guides. Since like early December, I got sick, I had the flu. Like it took me weeks to recover, and I have been not able to channel. I've had to cancel a bunch of my private reading bookings. I've been just instructed to stay in the now. Like I have been receiving guidance. All they've been saying is pay attention to this Christmas with your family, because Christmases and everything very soon will no longer be the same. And so that's what I did. I spent the whole holiday like just not online and just enjoying the moment with my daughters and my grandson. And other than that, like resting. And today I feel like trying. All right, so here goes. Let's just see. Hello, hello, hello. We are a group of beings of light. Big Bertha and Simon and Callie are part of this group and are contributing to this channel, but they are not all of this group. This is a group of light beings who have been with Colleen through every lifetime that she has had on the earth and elsewhere. But we do not only guide Colleen, we guide thousands of you. We are with you always, and we are part of the underlying energy platform upon which the entire Earth experiment plays out. So we have been with the Earth from its original conception. Many of us are incarnated as natural formations, trees, mountains, bodies of water. We are within all of these structures so that we are around you and can surround you with energies and with support and with guidance. And then there are members of us who have not incarnated and who are watching Earth TV and guiding from the other side of awareness, guiding on your individual paths and guiding you as a collective. We are cheering you on. We are sending you energetic support and situational support. We will all guide you at different stages of your being and your evolution. We know that you have been receiving many messages about the changing energies of 2026. You call it a 1 year, a year of new beginnings, a year of change. And many of you may be feeling like you've heard this message before. There is a collective excitement, but also a collective impatience. We are here to bring a new perspective on what is going on with the evolution of the Earth. This underlying energy field on which the entire creation of the Earth, its inhabitants, upon which this sits, has changed immensely. But you cannot see this because you focus on the physicality. Your earthly reality is not going to change like that. You cannot look to the existing and use it as a platform from which to expect to be able to see energetic changes. You can live on a platform of what you would call the 5D, a platform of access, a platform of inspiration and all the gifts that you have been promised, of all the gifts that you have been expecting. You cannot look from the 3D or lower energy sort of snow globe that you are living in and expect to experience what is going on outside of that globe. The earth has been trapped, so to speak, inside this illusion of all the limitations that you deal with, all the difficulties and karmic challenges and disconnections and limited interactions that are experienced when only living in the environment of what you can see in front of you and what you have been living all your life. You cannot change your view unless you change your view. You cannot change your view unless you look out a different window. But Colleen's channel and her Patreon group are all about walking the talk. They are about how. How do we accomplish this? How do we look out the other window so that we can see and live all of the miraculous opportunities and magic that are available to us? In older energy or 3D speak, you would say you have to go harder, you have to try harder. But that is not the case. What it is advisable to do if you would like to move into the reality that is available to you is to change the basis from which you live your daily life. And this is a gradual process, and you have been doing it. You have been doing the work. You have been connecting. You have been shedding limiting beliefs and working through the emotions and experiences, difficulties of your karmic contracts so that you could experience them fully while looking for the light within them, while looking for the growth within them. And that is the key. You are doing it. It is more of a release of the old ways of thinking, more moving into the energetic space around you. When a child is learning to walk, they go through several phases: crawling, standing, moving along furniture, phases of holding on to the supports around them while growing their muscles and coordination until they get to the point where they can let go of those supports. Then they take tentative steps and they fall down and they forget how and they get frustrated, but they keep getting up. There is a drive to keep getting up, and their parents help them up and help them and support them to continue taking steps and building the core muscles and the leg muscles and the coordination of all the myriad of pieces that have to come together for them to be able to actually walk on their own without thinking about it. Then they move into the phase where they can walk on their own without thinking about it. But they still hit obstacles. How do I do stairs? How do I run? How do I jump? And there is more learning. And then when they do learn to run and jump and skip and hop, they don't stop walking. They use walking. Walking becomes a fundamental part of your life. It becomes something that is just not really thought about and is practiced every single day. and is used to move to other phases of life. What we are saying is, in order to see past the veil, as you develop the ability to connect to higher energies, to connect to your higher self, to follow guidance, to see things that you hadn't seen before and hear things that you hadn't heard before and experience things that you hadn't experienced before. As you move through this, you must also continue with the walking, with the fundamentals, with the pieces that brought you here, the connection exercises and the things you do to bring yourself into joy, to initiate energetic changes, to tap into new knowledge, to tap into your gifts. And gradually, your practices, your spiritual outlook to things, your striving to look past the limits of the earthly veiled environment, gradually that becomes more and more of the majority of your focus in the day. And Colleen has said to us, but I can't do this all day long. I have to work. But you can work with this underlying mindset. And the more you strive to live the aspects of your 3D life with the embodiment and underlying understanding and connection and practice of your spiritual life, the balance will shift and you will find yourself spending more and more of your day as your spiritual self. And this will alter your regular interactions with all of those around you. Your language is far more powerful than you may understand. What you say to each other, what you say to yourself, what you say to your guides, really does create everything that's going on around you, everything that you see. If you say you are tired, you will be tired. If you say you are busy, you will be busy. If you say you are finding fulfillment, if you say you are feeling peace, if you say you are seeing changes in your abilities and in the energies around you and in the interactions around you, that is what you will see. Say it, and it is so. But you can't keep doing the checks. Because when you say, I am experiencing peace all around me, I am feeling an energetic difference in the interactions I have with those around me. And then you spend your day going, was that a different interaction? Am I feeling it? I don't see any energy there. I don't see any opportunities here. I'm not feeling peace. The more you evaluate and check back and run your checklist of things that you think indicate changes, the more you stay in the reality that you are describing. We know you don't want to hear this, and you are tired, and you are hopeful and doing the work, but weary. It has been a long road. And in the last year or two, there have been huge changes and shifts and letting go and difficulties and karma to work through. You are working through the final shedding of all of this that burdens you. But if you keep looking at what burdens you, even if you're looking at it in a pile on the figurative floor, you're still describing it. You're still paying attention to it. You are giving it life. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Find ways to monitor where your thinking lies. Find ways to shift your thoughts as you did working through karma. You shift your thoughts to looking to the light. There must be something going on here. There must be growth happening here. I have hope that there's growth happening here while going through strong emotions. That muscle, that ability that you have honed, or to find peace in a world of chaos, to find a moment of peace doing what brings you joy in a world that sometimes feels like it is fighting to take your joy. That part that you have developed, that is the gift that you have uncovered in the last couple of years, that all of you who are on the spiritual path are able to use now to see where you really are and to just shift into using the energies that are here now, using the abilities that are there for you. We know that if you keep going and get up again spiritually, spiritual practice-wise, and listen to the guidance and flow with it, you will be guided as to how to navigate this new reality. But the guidance is most often going to tell you to disconnect, to relax, to stay in the now, to enjoy the moment, to go find your joy, to put away the phone, to get off the work production treadmill. It is most often going to advise you to find peace. And in finding peace, you will tap into the loving new energies that are there for you. You are trying to navigate the new world with the old lens on, and you have to take off that old lens and look at things from the perspective of all that you have learned. You have heard many predictions of how the awakening will unfold. Please know that all of these scenarios can be true. You are in charge of how the movie plays out. You choose the channel that you decide to live the awakening through. Humans can construct any reality that they decide is what is happening around them. So if you decide there's going to be a flash of light, 3 days of darkness, and fear and chaos, or if you decide there's going to be a birth of a child that will open a portal of love, or if you decide that there is going to be the splitting of the earth into two earths, if you decide that that is what it is going to look like for you, then that is the reality that is going to play out for you. And the harder you make it, the harder it will be. The harder it will be. So you have the remote control to flip through the channels and decide which of these scenarios you wish to subscribe to. And when you are watching all of this information and discerning and deciding which you would like to be your reality, consider this. What feels good? What feels right in your heart, in your solar plexus? What makes you feel joy? What makes you want to feel more of the vibration of whatever it is that you're listening to? That is your higher self leading you to the philosophy or message or unfolding that is in your best interest. Follow the feelings of peace and joy and love. If you feel those, stay on whatever you are paying attention to. If you feel fear and frustration and chaos and hurt, that is your higher self pointing you to, if you continue to focus on the thoughts that you are focusing on, that is where you will remain. That is what you will experience more of. The more you find yourself doing that, and gently, ever so gently, just move yourself back over to breathing, and then following the nudges. If it tells you to get up and go outside, if it tells you to go do some of your art, if it tells you, whatever it tells you will be something to bring you over to the other side of viewing the page. It's a year of new beginnings, and they are here for you. It is a very individual process, and the work is energetic. The work is in how you think about things, how you process things, how you remember things, and how you talk about things. Just be mindful and spend as much time as you can seeking guidance, seeking joy, and it will unfold for you. Our group has been waiting for this energetic moment in time to reconvene and guide you through the individual and collective next phases, now that the earth has reached the point and the vibration that it has reached. We knew that when the earth reached this point, it would be time for many, many of us, guides and light beings, to come together and coach you and guide you through tapping into what you have invoked, tapping into what you as a collective have created. As a collective, you have created this. Now, as individuals, you have to tap into it. You are all receiving guidance every minute of every day. When you remember to go back and get your keys before you leave, when you are nudged to say something or not say something. But sometimes you choose not to follow this guidance, not to listen to it, and then you say, I don't receive any guidance, but you do. And for some of you, it is very overt. It is very tangible. Feelings and rushes and nudges and formed thoughts guiding you. But for some of you, when you do energetic work, when you receive confirmations that, you're on the right track, it is a much more muted feeling, and therefore you lose faith that you are indeed receiving. The trust is the key. The trust is one of the biggest movers of energy, one of the biggest connectors. Trust is in itself an energetic output. If you trust, if you say, I trust, if you say, I can trust, that opens a whole different stream of possibilities ahead of you on your path. Trust is looking to the light. Trust as in, this must be for a reason. This must be something. That must be guidance that I'm receiving, because I trust. I trust that I am moving forward. I trust that the veil has lifted and that I have access to these energies. And if I just keep going, I will see the changes in my life that I have desired. Trust. You may call us the Council of Trust and tap into us and let us help you. Tapping into joy every day will help move your life forward in astronomical ways. If you find yourself saying you don't have time or you don't have motivation to do the things that bring you joy, perhaps you haven't found the right things that bring you joy. Keep going. Keep trying. Keep responding to offers of things that have been put in your path until you find something that it is easy for you to do. It is easy. You are drawn to do it. And then do it. We know that you have to live your life. You have to uphold your household and your job. You can find joyful experiences that don't involve taking a week off work and flying to a different location. You can find your joy in momentary activities, in momentary thought changes, in momentary breathing breaks, in brief connections with others through a text, through a quick phone call. The commitment is to do the things that bring you joy, because what they do is raise your vibration and help you to see through the fog. In a moment of experiencing the relief of doing something that is your joy. For Colleen, it is going for a walk in nature. So the moment of experiencing, in that moment of connection with joy, just that breath, is a window. It is an opportunity to connect with hope, with love, with all those experiences and emotions that open the door for you to access the things that are available to you. The key to moving out of the chaos, to moving out of the fear, is the turning somehow toward light. If you are an artist and it is art that brings you joy, you can grab a little piece of paper and do a doodle. It doesn't have to be something that is going to live on and be framed. Just create something with line and form and color if it's art for you. You can take it down to smaller activities, and as you experience these little pieces of joy, these little moments, you will create more of them by opening the window for the guidance to joy to come in. Joy begets more joy, begets more joy. It is one of the paths to finding your way, to experiencing all that is available to you in this next year of beginnings. You, as a collective, have brought yourselves to this point, and now you, as individuals, have the opportunity and the choice to tap into it and look at it and enjoy it. But you're still doing the work. You are still responsible for your experience. You are responsible for your awakening. No being, no guide, no magic is going to bring you your awakening. Only you can do that. And if it is not happening for you yet, that is guidance to work harder at not working harder. Work harder at finding joy. Work harder at breathing. Just a breath. Just a moment like that opens the window for you. It gives you a small opening to find what you are looking for. Leaning over to fear and complaints of nothing happening closes the door or fogs the window. You need to release yourself from this way of thinking if you want to find all that is available to you. It is here for you. And the Council of Trust is here and has come together to help guide you. Tap into us. Thank you. Well, that wasn't Big Bertha. That wasn't anybody that I'm used to channeling. I actually got a premonition a while ago. I was talking to my friend Cindy about it. I got guidance that there was going to be a council coming through me, and I was like, a council? Like, really? I I don't know that I want to channel a council. But like it really felt like it's like all my guides were there and my friends' guides were there too. This joyful group who's just lovingly explaining that trust is where we are. Trust is a bigger thing than maybe I realized until I got this message. Like, I hadn't really thought of trust as an energy of its own. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, how you're feeling, trust-wise. Are you seeing the changes? I am definitely having more premonitions. I am having more abundance coming into my life. So other things are getting easier. I'm using, I was having trouble setting up a Chromecast on my TV the other day, and it just kept giving an error message, and I'm doing the same thing over and over, and it just kept giving an error message, but I was following the instructions. So I just stopped, took a breath, and I followed some guidance that I got from one of my Patreon members that we envision the energy, like the experience, the feeling of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So I stopped with this Chromecast and just visualized myself going, yeah, and the Chromecast screen coming up, my screensaver coming up on the TV. And I did the same thing over again that were in the instructions, and it worked. So I don't know, you could say that I just clicked something different or whatever, and maybe I did, but I think that by just changing the energy, adding trust, right, to a very 3D thing that I was doing, I was able to influence it just by taking a second, just a second. And I am going back to work in a few days. I've been off for a couple weeks on holidays. And when I go back to work, I'm going to try and use some of this trusting and looking for joy in the 3D moments of my day and see if I can just make things even better and better and better and better. Maybe even, the point really that I'm trying to manifest is getting out of having to work. So maybe the way to do that is to find a lot of joy while I'm in work, That actually just occurred to me. I'm going to think about that some more. Pop over to my Patreon and check it out if you want to meet some super like-minded people. Like, I have this amazing group of people in my Patreon that, for instance, have supported me through this quiet period that I've gone through. Like, I thought I was going to lose them all. I was afraid, I'm not even posting on my Patreon because I've been put in this imposed rest. So finally I reached out to them and messaged and told them what was going on. Well, it turned out that a whole bunch of them were going through similar experiences of being shut down and told to rest and sick and just all different kinds of things. And it was just such a supportive environment. It's free to just join to check it out. And you can sort of lurk in there for a while if you want and see what's going on. And if not, I will see you back here on YouTube. Thanks very much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.